Welcome back to the Hill Update. I'm your host, Dean Allison, Member of Parliament for Niagara West. Much controversy around safe supply and whether it actually saved lives or cost lives. We know governments around the country, including the federal government, are handing out free drugs in the hopes of reducing harm and even death as a result of safe supply. Joining me on the show today is Mike Sikora, who has had lots of experience with this topic. Mike has a master's degree from the University of Fraser Valley in the social work and has made his life's work about helping those that are struggling with addictions and who are less fortunate. Mike is currently the Housing, Homeless, and Community Development Specialist with the City of Abbotsford. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
So, Mike, I got to ask, why are you so passionate about trying to help people? And let's start with that. Like, what gives you the passion for this?
Great question, and thanks for asking that. Actually, so substance use and addiction has been a big part of the life that I grew up in. Father was an alcoholic, brother struggled with heroin for 20 plus years, and myself, I have my own journey going back 20 years of deep entrenchment with substance use. So, you're really fortunate to be able to be here today in this world and being able to walk alongside people and support services that would help individuals get out of that world.
Excellent. That's good. So I do want to talk about safe injection sites. I've been talking about treatment and a number of things on some of the shows, but I do want to talk about safe injection sites because there's a lot of talk around them. Let's do a quick clip from the House of Commons first before we get into that topic.
Quote, children are not able to buy alcohol. They're not able to buy marijuana or cigarettes, but they can have access to crack pipes and kits to be able to do so-called safe injection. It's just wrong. These are the words of the stepfather of Brianna McDonald, the 13-year-old girl who lost her life to a drug overdose in Abbotsford after she was denied treatment but offered drug paraphernalia by the authorities. When will the Prime Minister end this radical agenda, close the drug dens, defund unsafe supply, and treat addiction to bring our loved ones home drug-free?
All right, so the government is really all in on safe supply. Just talk to us a bit about some of the fallacies or some of the concerns or some of the issues around safe supply. Maybe explain to our listeners what exactly it is and why it works or why it doesn't work.
Right. So thanks for allowing me to set the stage like that. Safe supply is often referred to as part of an opioid replacement therapy. And in the grand scheme of things, when it first was rolled out, it was rolled out to be a tool to help support individuals move from one place in their substance use journey to another place. There have been, since the start of it, though, really two major camps. You got the camp that supports individuals using substances and wanting a safe alternative to the toxic drugs that are out there so that they can live that life. Then you have the camp that are here as this is really a tool. It's not a be all. It's not a crutch. It's not the end thing result for somebody, but the whole purpose of it is to get you out of substance use and into recovery. So one of the major fallacies I think are that it's the be all end all, that you can just give people a safe supply and then it's done. How this fallacy again is a tool. Without that substance use continuum, you become dependent on only that substance, but you're staying in that life. So if you don't have your detox or your treatment or your counseling or pieces like that, you meet them where they're at. There, I often hear that term, but you leave them there, and so they don't have the opportunity to go through those things and leave substance use or addiction behind.
Okay, so you're saying, and I just want to clarify, it doesn't really work on its own, and that's maybe what your point is that for any government to say one size fits all, this is all we need to do, we're done, it doesn't really work because you believe there's other tools, which we'll talk about later in the toolkit that people need. So safe supply on its own, in your opinion, does not work.
Safe supply on its own has a potential to reduce overdose death, but it does not deal with addiction and the pieces that are driving us into addiction.
Okay. So let me ask the other question then. Do you think that it causes people to be more dependent because now there's more access to free drugs?
That's a great question. And I mean, I was looking for research to support that is a challenge to find those pieces. But when we give individuals access to certain things that may be harder to come by, it definitely supports our ability to continue to use. I mean, look at alcohol and how that's become so prevalent. You can walk into a liquor store and get it. There are some challenges. It's not that although as though you can walk into any pharmacy or any drugstore and just ask for opioid replacements, you have to go through a quite a process to get it. So, to assume that your 12-year-old child or your college student without going through a normal process, at least in the provinces that I'm used to dealing with, it's not like walking into 7-Eleven.
Well, that's good to know. There's other thoughts along the way. When we come back from break, let's look at some of the continuing care that we really need in order to make this work and make sure people get the help they need when we come back from break.